Force. Force can be defined as push or pull. It is also a product of mass and acceleration. Force is generally responsible for the object's state of motion. There are two general types of force, namely, contact type and non-contact type of force. Contact force is defined as a type of force that occurs when two objects physically come into contact with each other. It is a force that acts on an object through direct contact with another object or surface. Non-contact force is defined as a type of force that acts on an object without any physical contact between the objects involved. These forces do not require direct touching or physical interaction to exert their influence. Instead, they operate over a distance through fields or other means. Some examples of contact force are normal force, atmospheric friction or air drag, buoyant force, static friction, kinetic friction, surface tension, tensile force, compressive force, shear force, and torsion force. We will describe them one by one. Normal force. The normal force is a contact force that arises when an object is in contact with a surface. It is exerted perpendicular to the surface and acts to support the weight of the object. The term normal in this context refers to the direction perpendicular to the surface. Atmospheric friction or air drag. You can easily understand this force when you think of a parachute. This device slows down the velocity of a falling object. When you turn on a parachute, it increases its surface area, thereby coming into contact with a large number of molecules, offering a resistive force opposite to force acting on the falling body. Buoyant force. If you go on a beach and go swimming, you can wear a life jacket to be safe from drowning. The life jacket increases your buoyant force or upthrust force. This keeps you afloat. Static friction. This is a type of friction that prevents objects from sliding. This is enough to maintain equilibrium. This type of friction occurs as a result of direct interaction between two surfaces. You can think of the table as it maintains its position in a certain corner of the room. You can move it when you apply a force greater than that of the frictional force that prevents it from sliding. Kinetic friction. If you happen to visit a snowy country, you can have fun and go skiing. When you glide over the snow, at this instance, you are making use of kinetic friction. The value of kinetic friction is lower compared to the value of static friction. You can now say that kinetic friction is present along surfaces that slide one another. This type of friction is also responsible for keeping us on track in a banked curve. Surface tension. Surface tension arises from intermolecular interaction. This phenomena occurs in liquids. Liquids have the tendency to shrink into the minimum surface area possible. As a result, their molecules are closer to one another. Some insects like the water strider make use of surface tension to navigate the surface of water. Tensile force. The tension force, also known as tensile force. The tension force is a type of contact force that acts along the length of a stretched or pulled object, such as a rope, string, or cable. It arises when an object is subjected to an equal and opposite pulling force applied at its ends. A compressive force is a type of contact force that acts to squeeze or compress an object, decreasing its size or volume. It is the opposite of a tensile force, which stretches or elongates an object. Compressive forces occur when an object is subjected to an inward or pushing force from opposite directions. Shear force. Shear force is a type of force that acts parallel to a surface, causing one layer of an object or material to slide or deform relative to an adjacent layer. It is a contact force that occurs when there is a tendency for one part of an object to slide or move past another part along a parallel plane. Torsion force, also known as torque, is a type of force that acts on an object or material, causing it to rotate or twist around a specific axis. It is a contact force that occurs when one end of an object is twisted or rotated relative to the other end, resulting in a twisting or torsional deformation.